Thank you. Now to Inmate. In a months-long investigation into the education opportunities provided to inmates, a man serving decades in prison claims roadblocks are making it hard for him to get a college degree.
And something he views as vital to preventing him from going back to a life of crime when he's released. Inmate's Cody Fisher sat down with him at the Branchville Correctional Facility in Southwest Indiana.
Prison it's an environment where you got to pick and choose paths. You can't toe the line, so you're either doing good or you're just all the way doing bad.
Victor Karp is picking the path of good while serving 24 years for burglary. His version of that is getting a college degree.
It's going to change my family. You know, it'll change my community because I'm not that virus or that cancer that they got to keep taking away.
He arrived at the Branchville Correctional Facility in January and immediately wanted to enroll in college.
The process has been pulling teeth.
He says other inmates who want to get a degree face similar challenges.
Just signing up for school. All right, so people didn't even know that college was coming back. Like, nobody knew about this Pell Grant when I showed up here in January. So I told everybody, I'm like, hey, you know, Pell Grant's here. We can go to school again. Just that was a roadblock because then you have to ask the counselor. The counselor, it's not her fault that she doesn't know because the DOC doesn't tell her this. So when you tell her, she's like, well, I'll look into it. And then a couple days later, she's like, all right, here's the FAFSA, here's this. And it's just one step. And it's always negative.
Through a lengthy and frustratingly slow process, Karp was able to use federal funding through the Second Chance Pell Grant program to enroll in a correspondence degree program through Oakland City University. In preparation for learning, he asked prison officials if he could create a study hall twice a week in a building that wasn't being used.
The request was to use the chapel building or the reentry building while it's not being used just for 2 hours a week. They denied that flat out 2 days later.
Could you guys simply have a study hall environment in the dorm if you wanted to?
No. I mean, we could sit down and we could get into a group, you know, us 7 or 8, but there's still the chaos is surrounding us. It's like going to a rock concert and trying to study.
The Indiana Department of Corrections refused my request for an on-camera interview to talk about the challenges Karp claims he's facing. They instead asked for detailed questions that they would respond to with a statement. We asked them why Karp's request to create a study hall was denied. We asked if they have enough staff to provide security for that study hall. We also asked them about Karp's claims that the process of finding and enrolling in school was frustratingly slow because counselors aren't told about specific programs. The statement from the Indiana Department of Corrections did not answer specific questions related to Karp's claims. They said they provide a wide range of education options, including career technical programs and degree partnerships with Ivy Tech, Indiana Tech, Notre Dame, and Holy Cross. They added each incarcerated individual works with a case manager to develop an individualized case plan that best fits their needs and includes available educational opportunities. I reached out to the university where Karp is now enrolled in classes to ask them about some of the challenges he brought up. In his statement, they said there are multiple challenges when serving incarcerated students, notwithstanding the rules governing how we may provide that service. It is challenging when adhering to the differing rules at the various institutions and how those rules affect our ability to instruct. So at this time, Oakland City University is in no position to elaborate further until the Indiana Department of Corrections makes a decision on the instructional institution of its Second Chance Pell program. With 9 years left on his sentence, Karp says he's more determined than ever to get his degree and to help other inmates navigate the process.
I want change in prison. I want people to realize that we're still in here. We're still coming out there. If you want us to be better, help us.
Why should people care?
Well, everybody should care about this. We're coming home to you. Like, if you want us to be better for you and to stop selling dope, robbing, whatever we were doing to hurt you, you should care. You should care that I get an education because this is going to better me, it's going to better you, it's going to better our community.
In Branchville, Cody Fisher, Witch TV, Inmate.